If it all feels like too much, you're not alone. A lot of people are carrying this weight right now. Not just fear or sadness or anger and outrage, but confusion. When we're inundated with horrific headlines multiple times a day, it becomes hard to know where to put your energy. And underneath that confusion is often guilt. Guilt for feeling paralyzed. Guilt for wondering how the world got this broken and what you're supposed to do about it. These feelings are heavy, but staying there won't move anything forward. So instead of remaining suspended in overwhelm, the answer is to move forward and craft a 3-pillar foundation: regulate, respond, and build. Our first pillar is regulate, and this means protecting your mental health. Before you try to change anything, you have to stabilize yourself. The reason this feels overwhelming is because it is overwhelming. We are living inside a 24-hour stream of crisis, injustice, corruption, commentary, and outrage. Humans were never meant to emotionally process the suffering of the entire world in real time, while watching polarizing battles play out in comment sections. So if you feel exhausted, numb, anxious, or frozen, that is not a character flaw. It is a nervous system under strain. Being informed matters, but being constantly exposed does not make you more effective. It makes you depleted. You are allowed to log off without feeling like you are sticking your head in the sand. You are allowed to choose what you see and when. You are allowed to filter how often you engage with bad news. One practical shift is recognizing that short-form apps often choose content for you through the For You page, while long-form platforms and following feeds give you more control. Short-form content is not inherently bad, but if you keep it, curate it. Pare down who you follow and spend more time on your following feed than the algorithm. Another option is to follow a few trusted news sources or creators whose stance is clear and whose reporting you respect, and subscribe directly to their emails. Platforms like Substack make this simple. You can then filter those emails into a folder you check at designated times, instead of allowing headlines to interrupt your day at random. That way, you remain informed without living in a constant state of alert. Your attention is power. Where you place it determines how you feel and how you act. Regulating your input is not denial, it is discipline. It is mental health. It protects your ability to think clearly instead of reacting constantly. And when your system is steady, you make decisions from strength rather than panic, which is exactly what this moment requires. Regulating yourself creates steadiness, but we are not meant to stay isolated inside our own steadiness. The second pillar is respond, and that means moving with community. When everything feels out of control, our instinct is often to withdraw, to conserve energy, to protect yourself, to wait it out. But withdrawal rarely restores power. It narrows your world, and the longer you stay there, the heavier everything feels. Many of the problems we are facing right now feel too big for any one person to fix. And that's true. They are complex, layered, and larger than any single individual's effort. Trying to carry them alone will drain you, but that does not make them immovable. It means they were never meant to be handled alone. Change at scale has always required shared effort, people bringing different strengths, building momentum together, and contributing what they can. That is where power shifts. The most reliable antidote to helplessness has always been community. Action with like-minded people restores momentum. You are not powerless, especially when you move alongside others who share your values. Sometimes it is as simple as getting coffee with a friend and having an honest conversation about what you are both feeling. That alone can recalibrate you. Even as someone who leans introverted, I can say my life is infinitely better after spending time with people I align with. Being around people who see clearly and care deeply steadies you. It reminds you that you are not imagining the stakes and that you are not carrying them alone. When each of us gives what we can, time, effort, resources, attention, it compounds. Alone, it may feel small. Together, it builds momentum. Community turns individual effort into collective strength, and that is where the weight begins to shift. The third pillar is build, and this means intentionally creating and protecting joy. It can feel almost inappropriate to talk about joy when the world feels heavy, but building joy is not denial. It is endurance. If you want the motivation to keep showing up, to keep engaging, to keep contributing, then your life has to contain something worth protecting. You cannot fight for better while starving yourself of what is good and the hope that comes with nurturing it. We are living in a moment of exposure. Harm that operated quietly is being uncovered. Systems that failed people are being examined. That visibility can feel like everything is collapsing. But awareness is not the same thing as decline. Revelation is uncomfortable, but it is also the beginning of change. You do not have to harden yourself to live through this and still move things forward. Strength does not require cynicism, but it does demand hope. Building joy is an act of resistance against despair. It looks like investing in your relationships. It looks like creating beauty in your home. It looks like moving your body, learning something new, cooking a meal, laughing, building something tangible. Creation is the opposite of helplessness. When you create, even something small, you reinforce the truth that you are not just absorbing the world, you are shaping your corner of it. Joy is not escapism, it is fuel. It steadies you. It keeps bitterness from taking root. And when you combine steadiness, community, and intentional creation, you become durable. You become someone who can stay engaged without burning out. These pillars are our way to build a strong foundation and points us in the right direction of what to do when it all feels like too much. You regulate so you do not collapse. You respond so you do not isolate. You build so you do not become hardened. And that combination is powerful. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear where you are choosing to focus right now. Are you regulating more intentionally, reaching out to people you align with, building something steady and good in your own life? Share it in the comments, not as performance, but as a way of reminding each other that we are not alone in this. The more we name what we are building and where we are standing, the stronger that momentum becomes.